peace, love, and centeredness. Now, according to Plutarch, it is the moon that makes men grow. Right. So what that means is we need sun and moon. Both sun and moon are working for our advancement. That's what that means. Now, I'll start this presentation, this talk, presentation, by saying, this is what I will say. I'll just write that presentation. I'm just going to write that down for good reason before I continue. So, if I was to say to you that I was sent here, I chose to come here, and I've been here before as a king in Uruk, in Samaria, and now I've decided to come back here again to complete work that needs to be completed due to the reset that happened whilst I was here last, and because of the imprint that it's left, has given me reason to want to actually have to drop back into this particular physical in order to replay the game again, because there is an opportunity, because there is a remembrance taking place for souls to advance and to upgrade even further and to relinquish old issues that are still sort of burning. Right. Now, if I was to say that to you, many people would laugh. You would laugh, right? Now, what that is, the reason that is because what we're doing is we've been taught to laugh at our own divinity. Yeah. So we have been kept in the dark, in the dark, about who we are. Not only are we kept in the dark about it, but it is a part of our inner workings. We are in denial of who we are and in denial of what we are. Because we deny what we are, increases our level of suffering drastically. Our denial of who we are increases the level of imperfection that we see surrounding the self, on a day-to-day basis. That is due to the fact that we deny what we are, and because we do that, we deny the light within the self, just like that, because our supreme nature is aligned with perfection. But when we only align with imperfection, it is not something that we can see. We cannot see anymore. Because of that imperfection, it means that our capability, our physical capability, has been diminished. Has been diminished for that reason. So let's begin. Right. We'll start with this. We used to speak quite a lot about 5G. And I used to say how it will damage the avatar. How it is set to damage the human avatar. And the reason for that is because we deny our own divinity. So because you deny the self, because we deny the self, it increases the level of imperfection. Denying the self is denying your transcendental nature. When you deny your transcendental nature, by default, through cause and effect, which is a natural law of this place, what happens is by default, by default, you suffer, right, and you become traumatized for that reason. Yeah, there is no getting around it. That is what happens. This is a game, right? When you fall, when you drop into density, yeah, if you don't recover your transcendental nature, by default, you suffer trauma, whether you like it, know it, or whatever it is. And your denial of it, your denial of that trauma causes a further rip and a tear, yeah, in the already fragmented scenario that you fall into. Right. So this 5G, we know a lot about it now. We know there's many doctors and so on and so forth. Many people also who want to protest against it. But you can't protest against something that is supposed to happen. Everything is as it's meant to be. All is supposed to happen and unfold as it is, because everything is stemming from a state of perfection. So now that 5G is set to take place and be released where I am currently sat in the UK, and it will start this week. So lowered fertility, neurological and neuropsychiatric effects, which include insomnia, fatigue, depression, headache, lack of concentration, cognitive dysfunction, anxiety, so on and so forth. Now, I've done a lot of research and shared a lot of stuff in the past also about the cognitive function and the cognitive working, yeah, of the avatar, yeah, when it doesn't have the correct amount of oxygen incoming, yeah, when it doesn't have the correct amount of stillness incoming, yeah, then what happens is then your cognitive functions become impaired, yeah. If you are lacking in sleep, yeah, this test we've done. There's been a lot of experimentation which I've dug into in the past and shared, yeah. I have them here as well. There are graphs that show what happens to minds when they become tired. When the brain becomes tired, that negative thought is increased drastically, yeah, and your cognitive functions are actually decreased, yeah. So what that means is there are other experimentations that have been done also, yeah. Now, when people have oxygen, when oxygen levels have been decreased within, yeah, what happens is the cognitive functions are lowered also, yeah. Now, when oxygen levels are increased, the cognitive functions go up drastically. The cognitive functions go up drastically. When we are able to apply, when you apply an umbilical cord, a plasma umbilical cord of a human being to mice, yeah, what happens is, yeah, the light triggers the hippocampus. I've already explained and broken down how the word HP, hippocampus, HP, and it also has the I in there, which is going to be the ninth letter. How hippocampus breaks down into infinite light. Yeah, the hippocampus, lots of other research and studies that have been experimentation that have been done, which I have recorded also, yeah, states that for superhuman capability to take place, the hippocampus needs to be activated, needs to come online at the 7 hertz. Yeah, it needs to be activated and come online at the 7 hertz. Right, there's an image here which I'm going to be using, and I may use it. I'll probably use it a few times now. We'll just go straight into it. There is always a method to the madness. This one here, hopefully you can see this one. Yeah, you can see it. You can just about see it there. Right. Okay. I'm going to explain it. I'll explain this particular slide. Yeah. So what you can see here, right? It will say on this right hand side, right? Hydrogen atom, fuel brings in 7 levels of consciousness in a clear fashion. The more hydrogen you burn, the more energy you become. Yeah. Now, at the top of that, we're talking about astral and mental, but we're going to go into that, right? Yeah. I did, and the last video I was explaining how the hydrogen works with the chemical reaction that takes place when you mix it with the plasma. Yeah. So this here was just is saying that the 7 levels of consciousness, hydrogen atom fuel brings in 7 levels of consciousness in a clear fashion. So what I'm saying is the blue shift cold energy, yeah. There's a blue shift cold energy, right? Helps to switch on the 7 meridians. Yeah, it helps to switch them on. You're going to need to know how to activate and upgrade. This is one channel of one angle of light to show how to do it. I said at the beginning, it is the ego that will stop you from what I said at the beginning, from taking on board rightful information that contains light. It is the ego, yeah, that will stop you, the false ego also, yeah, and it is density that will stop one and make one want to say, I can eat and do whatever I like. No, you cannot eat and do whatever you like. I am so sorry to say that is not how this works. And unfortunately, right, this is, you have to be able to raise up. There is a lot of work that has to be done here. Yeah. When we fall into dense matter, right? That is what happens. And we have to climb our way back out of it. Yeah. And that takes a lot of hard work. There is not, it is a new age conception and agenda to say that you can think it and you can think how you want to think. And then that's all that you need to do. And then your emotions that come in, all you do is just suppress them and just ignore them and they will just go away. No. It is increasing and making you drown even further. That is what is happening, right? It doesn't work, nothing like that. Yeah, so you have to be able, yeah, to dig deep and dig hard, yeah, and that is what we're dealing with. What we're dealing with here, yeah, a deep level of stillness. So the core and depths of pain and suffering, yeah, the cause of your pain and suffering, yeah, is the thought that it shouldn't be happening. The cause of your pain and suffering is the thought that the pain and suffering that takes place, the instance that you are suffering in, that it should not be happening to you. It is supposed to happen to you just as it is, in order so that you can learn from it and that you can incorporate it into your being and have it raise you up. That is coming from a balanced, more balanced perspective on the way that we become a master builder. Yeah. So it goes on to say, so you're going to be causing cognitive function disorder, memory dysfunction. Now I've just stated, so the hippocampus is connected to your long-standing memory. And that is how, when the hippocampus comes online through the 7 hertz, when we activate the 7 hertz, one of the ways to do it is through the blue shift cold blues. Yeah, in many forms of ways to do it. What it's going to do is this: superhuman capability connected to superhuman memory is going to give you clairvoyance and telepathy. Yeah, so you're going to be able to remember. You're going to be able to remember. Yeah. that you have always been here. Yeah, always. That is what is going to happen. You are going to remember your supreme nature and supreme state of being, and that is what all this is about. It's all this is about. It's right. So the souls, it is for. So, for example, what any negativity will do, and what the whole of this does, is it reflects back to the soul, right? For what the soul needs to do. Yeah, right. In order, yeah, for us to become whole again. Yeah, once we become whole again, then there's no reason. Then there's no reason for us to be playing this particular third density. That's right. It works. So lower levels of each of the three sex hormones lowered libido. Yeah. It then goes on to talk about that was the lowered fertility actually, which we know is happening. Right. You see, we're able to see when we drink of the self, when you drink of the self, yeah, obviously the hormones, etc., testosterone levels, you're able to increase them, right? Cellular DNA. So that one there, we can tick both of those two, especially that the neurological side of things. Yeah, if I'm providing a light to this electric blue sea, this is an electromagnetic mountain, and here has it. There's a biomagnetic field. It's in the cult. Within the cult, this is another. This here is its own center. That is why if you chop somebody's head off, it's still going on. You've seen it in the films. They chop the head off, and the man's still there on the floor going, blah, 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 and his body's over there, but his head's still talking. Yeah, because it has its own electromagnetic field and it has its own life center going on. So when you chop it off from the body, it's still going. It's still going. Electrical signals still moving, everything. Yeah, here there is blue here and redshift going on here. And it can be seen. There is ways of it being seen. I think I've shown it. Yeah, there are certain beings that are activated, and you can see it. Look, so you can see on that woman there. Yeah, in some cases, the floating light appears as an X with longer segments. However, in all cases, the intersection of the lines appears just above the eye level because it's appearing just above the 96. Yes. So we was just going back to that. So that is why we was talking about. We were saying so in terms of you can charge. You have a charging center. So anything external to you can be counteracted because you can charge internally. Yeah, you can charge. I do this, so I know it. So you can charge the self internally, so that when you are going to action something, what happens is when you action it, it is once actioned, yeah, you're putting it out there, and then through the action, then you get wisdom. Yeah. Right. So I just wanted to just quickly show that because at the same time, what happens is you get this enables me to show it, which it will do. Right. What I was doing here is this. So we were going to go into doing. This was me going to do a martial arts fight, right? You can see. You won't be able to see that much. Yeah. Yeah. But what's happening, right? I just wanted to show, right, what is happening is this. So when I'm going to back, I'm right, yeah. So my body movement there, just the body action movement, yeah, is positive, ready to go. Yeah, really, really sharp. Now, anybody, that's for everybody. Anybody and everybody. Yeah, yeah. We are all interconnected as one. But because I've used that, because I've taken that, yeah, then what it's happening is it because of the blues, it's putting my mind in the positives in a really, really positive state. And also, so then that's enabling my mind and body to become more into one, to come more into, yeah, which is the way that things work.